we go. All right, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? I hope we don't have streaming issues like we did earlier today. For crying out loud, people. I'm having major computer problems here, guys. I'd sell. I'd sell. Of course, I can't even get my computer to work, so what do I know? I'm trying to sell my Ethereum, but my computer's having issues. Or not my Ethereum. I already sold my Ethereum. I'm trying to sell my Omise Go, but my computer's having issues. I need to get a new freaking computer. Alright, Omise Go. Don't go until I sell. I just had to clear my cache because of a YouTube issue. And now everything is being a pain in the butt. Which means I have to re-sign into everything. Alright, Omise Go. So yeah, Ethereum down to 295, 326. We were broadcasting earlier today. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm not sure who's in there. Trying to get rid of Omise Go. There we go. Now I'm able to sell it. All right. If you're watching Omise Go, that's me selling. Lots of partial fills here. All right. Am I out? Am I out of Omise Go now? I'm out. I'm in Cashola. So how you guys doing? Lucid, what do you have? What are you contemplating selling right now? My OK Cash from earlier started working out, and then it reversed. And now it's reversed even farther. So it's down a little low here. I think I'll hold on to it for right now. My OMG's gone. Yeah, you know, we're getting towards the time where Asia starts waking up, and yeah, I hear you. There's a lot of guys that have a lot of alts. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. Just make sure you're in quality coins. You know, looks like Asia's waking up and some stuff's getting taken to the woodshed. Let's look at Ethereum here. So we were live streaming earlier, kind of around this time frame, and we watched it kind of bottom out here and curl up. And then now we're getting the sell-off again. Lighter volume, not a lot of volume coming in here now, but we'll see what ends up happening. So let's see if there's any guys in here. Better miss out than insta-rekit. Abandoned Bitcoin ship, we going down. $10K, here we go. Litecoin to 55. Yeah, some guys in this chat are making some interesting predictions. Oh, yeah, here we go. We got something selling off. What's going on here? Yeah, see, the problem is this market likes to sell off overnight in the U.S. So when Asia wakes up, and we're usually asleep or not paying attention by then because it is a Saturday, right? Just double checking. Yeah, it's a Saturday. It's a Saturday, so there's a lot of people asleep, going to bed, hanging out, having a good time, about to be missing their money. Hey, J. Maldonado, how are you? So we're looking to see if we can catch this thing falling here, kind of on a live stream. So if you're new and haven't seen my channel before, haven't seen any of my videos, so we've been looking at this large head and shoulders pattern in Ethereum. Here's the neckline. If you're familiar with the head and shoulders pattern, you're looking at a measured move from the top of the head to the neckline down, which is, I just put a circle down here. You know, maybe it doesn't get quite down there. Maybe it dips a little lower. It's cryptocurrencies like to do shakeouts. So maybe we get lower. It's a little hard to say. I don't know. This may or may not be the sell-off. Nobody knows, but it's not looking too hot at the moment. Gopinath, hello. How are you? Thanks for chiming in. Good to see you. Coinbase got the memo. That means they're not trading. All right. So what are you guys trading? What are you guys looking at? Give me a little bit of an insight into your world right now. Not much going on. Well, I actually just sold my my Omise Go. Of course, it bounces right back up in after I do that. That's fine. So we've got, what's this, Verge? Verge making a move right here, son. Let's buy some Verge. Verge making a move right now. Just happen to be catching this thing. Yeah, let's see what this does. This looks kind of frothy, kind of interesting. Decimeister? Yeah, Verge is up. Verge looks like it's making a little bit of a move here. Just got a nice volume pop. Consolidation area up here. Move to the upside. Bouncing off these moving averages. Not too bad for Verge, but yeah, there's a lot of coins out there that are not looking hot. Ethereum looks like it's coming up a little bit, but we did break down from this consolidation. I actually have two Ethereum charts here. I've got Coinbase because they do a lot of volume, and Bitfinex. The charts look slightly different, but you know, looks like Bitfinex is broken down a little bit. Some volume coming in, not heavy yet. China's just waking up, so we'll just kind of have to have a wait and see on what's going on there. Like some of these little coins are caving in. Ooh, that's not a good one. So Cluck coin from earlier, okay. I think I still have my okay position. What's happening here? Yeah, it looks like I still have my okay position. Alright, what's going on here? So we got Verge moving a little higher. That's about the only one really moving. It's like Stratus maybe. Stratus looking a little friendly here, with a lot of market Looks like a lot of market downward movement right now. Stratus kind of holding, showing some leadership. So you want to keep that in mind as we, if we start to sell off here, you want to keep in mind the coins that show leadership don't sell off as much. Coins that hold tight, you want to keep those on your mind. So Ethereum pulling some back to the upside. Bitcoin, however, is down as much as Ethereum. That is not very healthy. Not healthy at all. So let's just draw this trend line a little more clearly on Bitcoin. Take a measured move off of this little H pattern here. If you guys are familiar with the H, do you guys know what the H pattern is? Well, it's hard to say at this point if you should tether out. Looks like the move is trying to get started. It's not super succeeding at the moment. We still have a couple coins that are popping up. Just like I said, Stratus is propped up. Verge is propped up. Actually, Verge looks like it may be poised to break out if we don't sell off too strong here. And then we have some of these other altcoins that, like Ethereum and Bitcoin, that looks like they're wanting to sell off, but they're getting some support here at the moment. So I'm on a 2-hour chart if you guys haven't noticed, and we've got a nice little selling bar here, higher volume with some support action here. So maybe we don't quite get the crack right here. Maybe it waits a few hours. Yeah, Lucid, there you go. Sleep is good, buddy. Sleep is good. Yeah, it depends how diversified you are, where your position is entered from, what your time frame is. I mean, to be honest with you guys can go on vacation for a couple of weeks and come back, and I mean, maybe everything's better. I don't know. Litecoin is in trouble. Litecoin, like all of them, are in trouble. We did a live stream earlier today as well, and we kind of commented here that this most recent bounce didn't really have any momentum in it, and I mean, there's no momentum on the right side of this chart for most of these coins, Litecoin being one of them. So after this consolidation up here failed, it appears our move to the downside. So this is another H pattern. We just talked about an H pattern, so we can derive it some kind of a target. These aren't gospel, but they're just a target that we can kind of ascertain. This would be, if this fails, this would be a good point down here. Yeah, well, I can't really short Lucid. I'm in the United States, and they don't really let us do that. Not to mention, I'm not really in the shorting game personally. I'd rather just step aside. Most markets have a long bias, so I actually like to trade long. I can short. I'm okay at it. It's just a lot of work. Plus, it's like my break. It's my break from the markets. I mean, I'm so glued to the screen, especially with this being a 24/7 market these days. Ooh, it's brutal, boy. It's brutal. So here's Verge. Verge is making a move, guys, if you didn't see this. I only caught it because everything else is red. Usually I don't catch moves like this. Let's go to the 15-minute on Verge. Oh, man, we're still rocking. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. That's some nice moves here. Looks like we may want to continue on Verge on the 15-minute. Not even a pause in sight. Coming up towards these highs, let's see what happens, and maybe we go out. Oh, tethering and buying back in at the low. Yeah, that's the thing. I haven't done that. So I'll be honest with you. I've got Bitfinex, I've got Bittrex, and I've got the Coinbase, the active trader Coinbase one. Not Mt. Gox, that's the China one that went bankrupt on me years ago. GDAX, that's what it is. So when you sell into the US dollar, I don't know if I'm selling into Tether or if I'm selling into the US dollar. I'm actually not sure on that. So Ethereum 295. All these lines get confusing on this chart. Oh yeah, my lines from earlier. So what I was talking about here, if you're curious what these lines are, I was talking about if Ethereum ends up getting down to my cup with handle pattern area, maybe we end up going lower, retesting this low, and then we're in a wide channel. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, it's a possibility. You need to be aware of it. That's about it. So let's get rid of these, just cluttering up the chart. Need to keep the charts clean. So how you guys doing out there? Anyone here wanting to buy down here? If it cracks, anybody looking to sell? What are your guys' positions, emotions right now? You guys just watching while you're cleaning your house? Did you get that corner clean? %20 in the past couple of weeks. Well, I suggest you step aside. To be honest with you, if you're really down that much, there's no need for that. You're doing something incorrectly, and you need to figure out what it is. I mean, that's kind of really what happens there if you're down 20% in a couple of weeks, especially in cryptos. There's a lot of good money to be had. You need to revisit. You need to figure out if you're buying at the wrong time or if you're selling at the wrong time, and then you need to attack that part of your strategy. So, or you can try to figure out if you're investing in the wrong things. Hard to say. More Litecoin in the 50s. Yeah, wouldn't we all? That'd be nice. That's good, Lucid. That's good. Yeah, it's excellent. Nice to be up that much. Looks like we get a little bit of acceleration on the downside here at this point, folks. So looks like, let's get rid of these charts. Let's look at these things pretty naked if we can. You guys on here trading all day too? I see a lot of you guys joining the chat room. Are you joining from your phone or you're on your computer? Hey man, it's better to be lucky than good. I'll say that right now. Better to be lucky than good. I'd rather be lucky. Yeah, what's Omisego doing? I actually sold out of my Omisego position. Just anticipating a sell-off with the rest of the markets, just kind of locking in that profit. You know, I don't mind stepping to the sidelines for a little bit. I believe in Omisego. I believe it's coming back. But if we take a cup with a handle cup with handle. We take a head and shoulders pattern out of Omisego. You know, we're looking at a possible, another large down draw coming down to this area. Again, retesting these lows. Or I guess the breakout point and retesting these lows. You know, we'll see what happens. I'm actually really impressed with Omisego's strength the past day or two. I mean, just popping right back towards those highs, actually eclipsing the 1250, 1260 level that it was making just before the breakdown started, and just super strong, super strong. Great product. Oh, phone then computer. Yeah. Yeah, I know I had some guys earlier on the live stream that were I'd just like to know where people are streaming from. Some guys are on here all the time. Like the second I'm on here, they're on here. And then I'm like, man, are you guys really sitting in front of your computer as much as I am? That's pretty sad. I spend way too much time in front of this thing. Alright, so let's move that over to Misago so there's no kind of confusion there. 293 Ethereum. So we're on a 2-hour chart with 21 minutes left in this particular bar. Volume isn't really crazy, so maybe we'll get an acceleration on the next bar. We'll see. Maybe we'll pop. Maybe we'll bounce kind of like we did over here. I was expecting it to break down here, but I mean, still lower lows even in this consolidation. This one at least had a couple of higher highs. Look at that one. And then we get over here, we get a nice bounce off this neckline, and it's just horrible. That's a crappy bounce. That's what, 3%, 7%. That's crazy. Oh, there you go, Ian. Nice. Lucky you, right? The initial ETH to get it. Did you get it on the ICO there, Andrew? Ah, Bittrex. All right, let's see if our Stratus looks like it's still holding up. Verge looks like it pulling back a little bit here. Yeah, that's about it. Everything else is kind of falling flat. Stratus sold a little bit. Stratus doesn't look too bad here. So we're going through a market cycle here. What's happening is, obviously there's some selling occurring in some of the big names. Some of that money is going to go into these smaller names when this is over with. And coins like Stratus that just haven't done anything are probably at some point very soon going to come back to life, which would be really nice because looking at the prior run the Stratus has had, from started from the bottom, now we're here. It's like a 4,000% move or something like that. Yeah, 6,000% move. 6,000% move in Stratus. I wouldn't mind this thing to move again. I mean, after a 6,000% move, this is a very well-deserved rest. This thing is tired, man. This thing is tired. But we still have a 250%, 240% to the upside of this upside on Stratus here. So that's pretty special. And that's on the chart. That's on the chart. That doesn't even count if it just decides to take off past that. But who knows if that's necessarily going to happen or not. China bans reruns of SNL confirmed. Major dips always happen when the banks are closed. Yep. That's kind of how it works. Although I don't think it's anything that the major banks are closed. I think that's just China opens overnight. That's pretty much it. What's going on with some of these guys? 21% down in Ion. 18% in Komodo. We were looking at that to actually do something. Well, I guess it did something, just didn't do what we wanted it to do. Pay down. Pay USD is down quite significantly. 7%. Not very nice. Litecoin, Ethereum. Yeah, not getting a lot of volume in here at the moment. Just kind of waiting and seeing. Yeah, you know what? When this sell-off gets over, or is over, and finishes, there's going to be a lot of really good buys. You could probably buy just about anything and hold for 6 months and triple, quadruple your money. By the time this thing is said and done, who knows? Exactly when that's going to happen, but maybe some trades on the way down, a few things here and there, but I'm really just going to step aside and stay cash until I see some strength. On KMD, huh? Let's check out KMD in your entry point here. Where is it? All right, if you guys see KMD, point it out to me because my horrible eyes can't see it. Oh, my trig is dropping. Trig is dropping. There it is, KMD. Oh, 0.003. I'm assuming you mean Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means in terms of this particular chart, but yeah, Komodo has a nice overall chart. A lot of these do. You guys we need to find some leading coins that have this pattern. Nothing. We need to find a flat pattern and then just hold it for like 3 months and 4 months, and then watch it go up 600%. And yeah, we need to work on that. Who wants to watch? We each need to watch a subset of coins. Down here, that's nice. 130 to 330. That's like the whole thing. Either way, as long as it performed for you, that's good. As long as you sold it a profit, that's excellent. That is excellent. Ooh, looks like Bitcoin popped up here and then failed again. Go to the 15-minute. Ooh, volume accelerating here a little bit. Let's see what's what. Oh, we're right here on this neckline, guys. Right here on this neckline. I want to watch this thing crack if it does. Notice I gave it room to run. Give this thing some room to run if it's going to run. Let's do this. Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking a short here if I had the ability to short. I probably wouldn't make it a full position. I would probably make it a smaller position. These things just, sometimes they don't move. Sometimes they'll just hang out and they'll, slowly drift up. Sorry guys, 10:45 here on a Saturday. I've really did all the laundry today. Past that, worked on the website a little bit, if you guys have heard about that. And then, yeah, just with the coins up on the other computer screen. So I'm probably going to hit bed here pretty soon. I've been staying up late this whole week, just kind of waiting and watching and working. A little burnt out, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll take tomorrow off. Although my buddy Frederick asked me to do a screencast tomorrow, so maybe I'll do it in the morning. Lucid, buddy. Oh, you gotta stop worrying, my friend. You gotta stop worrying. If you're actually losing sleep over your positions, maybe you should go over your trading strategy. I'll be happy to walk you through it if you've got one. And yeah, you really shouldn't lose sleep over your positions. If you're actually not sleeping, you need to step aside and kind of revisit what you're doing, because it's just not healthy. Basic attention token. I don't know. It sounds familiar. BAT. The BAT token Thoughts on the BAT token? Well, right now I'm not bullish on most things. Well, if you're enjoying it, that's a different thing. Although if you're screaming, "I'm enjoying this, damn it," then you're probably not enjoying it so much. That's funny. Basic attention token. This is true. This is true. Yeah, this thing's pointing lower here, bud. It's pointing lower. Series of lower highs. Looked like it tried to bust a move up here. Came down on pretty good volume, and it looks like it's rolling over again. So you want to avoid the rollovers, kind of like a cascading waterfall. That's not very good. Stop loss percent, Miles. You know, that's actually a good question. I've often thought about that. In the stock market. All right, Lucid. Hey, have a good day, buddy. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Next time I want to hear you got good sleep next time we talk. I'll see you. A good stop loss percentage. I don't have a great one. I would say probably 15% would be my guess off the top of my head. The right answer, though, is as small of a loss as possible. That's really the right answer. Even 15%, that would be like a maximum loss. In the stock market, you really don't want to get lower than a 7 or 8% loss at a maximum. So I would probably double that for cryptos, maybe 15 or so. But if you're out past 15%, at least for how I trade, then it means that I'm wrong in my hypothesis on the trade, and I need to bow out. So depending on your particular trading style and time frame, you know, if you're going to hold this thing for 3 years, then I don't think any stop loss is going to do you any good. But if you're actively trading this for days, I'd say 15 would be the max. Typically for myself, I don't have a definitive stop loss per se. What I do have is I like to buy on strength and sell on weakness. That's kind of been my thing. So I'll buy when it breaks up and I'll sell when it starts to break down. That's typically what I do. My stop loss percentage, I really haven't had an issue with that in cryptos yet. Yeah, it hasn't been a thing for me. But I would say 15% is a max. We had Verge up here a little bit early ago for those of you just joining us. We had Verge up here making a run just a little bit ago, actually, just a little bit ago, right at the top of the stream here. You're welcome, Miles. Yeah, any questions, buddy? Any questions? Subscribe if you haven't already. Get the alerts. I do videos and streams. I'm pretty active on YouTube. I already have a ton of videos out. So, sorry guys, I'm not the flashiest. I just have this plain white screen. I don't even have the cool graphics on the front of my videos yet. I got other things to worry about. So, for those of you that do subscribe to the channel out there, if you wouldn't mind, I'm looking for some active feedback from some and even non-subscribers. I'm looking for some active feedback, what you guys look for in videos, because I tend to just kind of make videos whatever's moving, whatever's breaking down, whatever's kind of on my mind, and it's usually trading related. I have some videos on kind of about a coin. I don't know if you guys have seen those or if you like those series. Is this the end of cryptocurrencies? Doesn't sound like a real question, Peter. No, there is no end to cryptocurrencies. The end of cryptocurrencies comes when money isn't a thing anymore. Good variety of coin videos are really good. Okay. Yeah, I put out a few early on, and they seem to do okay. They seem to do okay, but some of the trading videos got a little more traction. Is Siacoin a good buy? Right now, I doubt it. I don't think anything's a good buy right now. Let's check it out, though. Siacoin. This is looking worse by the minute. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Ugh. There's a lot of these coins just sitting at these lows. There's lots of patterns like this around. Big run-ups, big drawdowns. We have an area of support, and it just gets tested and tested and tested and tested. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. This is not something that I would be involved in. Let's look at some examples of that. I just hopped on about 37 minutes ago. Excuse me if I mispronounced your name. I really apologize. Tadej, I'm going to say that. If that's wrong, buddy, I apologize. No, I jumped on. I pretty much saw that things were kind of sitting down here towards the bottom of this cup and handle. I mean, I noticed this pretty much on this last breakdown. I noticed it one of my second to last videos I posted, and I didn't notice this head and shoulders pattern until 8 minutes and 40 seconds into that video, and I posted it in the description. You can click on the time and even get there, and I'm like, you know what, guys? I've never noticed it, but this is a head and shoulders pattern. And then I just went through this thing and drew these lines here, and I just kind of wanted to have a video if and when it broke down. So I'm still up. I'm not going to stay up a lot longer, but I just kind of wanted to jump on the live stream. Plus I get to meet new people, get some subscribers, talk to you guys. It's fun. I'm down with the plain white screen. Oh, thanks, Miles. Yeah, thanks. I mean, yeah, thank you very much. Someone was asking about Monero earlier today. Yeah, they all had this little flag pattern. There's several with little flag patterns. Oh, you know what? I was going to talk to you guys about those patterns, those long, low patterns. Neo's not a great example of one. IOTA. NEM's a good example of one. So NEM's kind of been chopping around. It had an area right here where my cursor is, and we're still above that. And then it came down and lived here for a little while. And now we're back up here. But you see these long, low consolidations. They can sit there for a long time. It looks like Lisk never quite broke out today. Yeah, you know what? I like Lisk as a platform. I would really like this to do an Ethereum type of a move. I'm going to probably revisit a few things in terms of core positions and redo some of those. So Pay is doing a similar thing where it's kind of had a large run up and a big drawdown, kind of sitting at these lows here. It did it right here. This is really what I was thinking of in Pay. We had a top and then we had a supported. This level was supported here and here and here, and then it broke down. So even though Pay looks cheap right here or right here, it doesn't look too cheap up here from down here. So I would definitely not buy any coins that have that pattern. Monaco is doing the same thing. Storage is doing something similar, but this thing's storage is way down here. Monaco is doing something similar right now, where it's just kind of sitting at these lows. It's just dead money. It's just dead money at risk for no potential gain. We're probably going to see this time and time again. Trying to think of another good one. I don't think Rise is one. Rise is going up a little bit there. So there you go. Yeah, I jumped into some Verge here. I'm a little underwater. I think I bought it right about here. So I'm a little bit underwater. Nothing crazy. Ethereum. I'd say holding strong, but it's just holding. It's not really holding strong. Bitcoin's got a little bit of buying pressure off this trend line. Not a lot, though. 2 hours left in this 4-hour bar. Let's go down to the 2 hour. Oh, it's the same. Okay. Some buying right here on Bitcoin off this trend line. We got the 15-minute chart just for fun. Just for fun. Good old 15-minute chart. So there's that big shakeout, that big breakdown that formed the second leg of this trend line. Volume was pretty good. This breakdown is pretty brutal on these large red bars. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry about that. And then we kind of have it's breaking down, consolidating low here, which indicates another move lower. Made a killing off Monero. You still have some of that position, Ian? You're not looking pretty here. Neo. No. Yeah, I'll walk you through the chart. I was going to leave it at that, but we're here for fun. We're here for charting. So I drew this earlier during my earlier live stream. We were looking at it right here as it was poking down, right touching this trend line. I'd wait, Peter. I would wait. It's not over yet. Damn, Ian, look at you, buddy. Why don't you tell me? Yeah, so came down below this trend line here. Tried to go back into it. Said, yeah, I don't want to do that. Now we're way down here. Started from the top and now we're here. So there's, not even good volume action here. When you want to buy bottoms, guys, if you want to buy bottoms, there's two ways to do it. This is my opinion. Number one, you can try to figure out this measured move system here, right? So if you look at some older videos, by older I mean like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, you have the measured move system where you can say, okay, this coin broke down X amount, and then I can ascertain that it's going to break down X amount again, which this one did. So you definitely could buy this one down here. So that may happen again here, right? So we could say, this coin from here to here broke down this much, and then this is a good target right down here at 255. So if you're going to buy at a bottom, you really, really need to know what you're doing. There's something said for catching a falling knife, but in cryptocurrencies, most of these moves are faded. Most of these moves get pulled back into. This one didn't, so that really wouldn't have worked out too well right here. But I don't think you would have lost too much money. You would have noticed that it was weak before you fell out. But yeah, see, actually here's kind of a symbiotic relationship here. So you see this drop, and then we have this downward sloping line here. Look at that. It's like the same slope. I mean, I could almost draw this line right here. Look at that. Kind of the same slope here. So, this is kind of why I started my stream here. I started looking at this. I'm like, let's see if this breaks. We could have some fun in the chat room watching this thing fall like a rock. So still has yet to do that. Still showing a little bit of support. Or, it's not even support. It's just lack of massive sell-off. I'm going to grab some water real quick, guys. All right, my thirst has been slightly quenched. I am back. Lisk is holding strong. Let's do a little bit of an experiment here. Let's look at the coins that are down the least. Let's do that. let's just kind of see leadership in this space. Let's see what's happening here. And let's move out a little bit. Let's go to a 4-hour chart, because for some reason you don't get good daily charts with these things. So Cloak Coin sitting here at 3%. Man, this thing is nice. Another shout out to Frederick for catching that one. ARK, there's been a lot of news around ARK lately, just a lot of chatter. Stratus, talked about them earlier, holding strong. Got some Verge Dollar. Look at that, even since I changed the order, they've shifted around. That's crazy. Verge Bitcoin. Okay, come on, change percentage is not working for me. Like seriously, that's not even a thing. Damn it, I screwed this all up for nothing. Now I don't even know where my coins are anymore. They're all over the place now. I don't know what's happening. Walton Coin. Yeah, I think it's a... Walton Coin was supposed to be in talks with Google or something. Or working with Google. I think they're working with a large company at some point in time recently to do something. Yeah, it could just be a pump. I gotta rearrange all this crap. Damn it. Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Cash. Oh, BitConnect. Yeah, I don't get BitConnect out of here. I always get you confused. Ethereum. Ethereum going to 240. I have Ethereum going to 190. That's where I have Ethereum going. Let me rephrase that. I don't have Ethereum going there. The head and shoulders pattern on this chart says Ethereum is going there. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know anything. I mean, I don't know anything about any of this stuff. I just read charts. I read charts and I do what the charts tell me. Okay, I'll look for good coins, and I like to trade in good coins. I like to hold in good coins. I want to have good fundamentals behind my trades as well as excellent technicals. So, but if I see a warning sign like a large head and shoulders pattern with a target down another, what would be that percentage down from here? I haven't done that yet. 35% to the downside. Yeah, I don't feel like losing a ton of money, even short term. I would much rather stay cash, and I'm cash right now in like 90% of my fund. I'd rather stay cash, step to the side, let the sellers and the buyers work it out, and then when they're done, I'll step back in. So, and, you know, that would have bode pretty well over here. I mean, you know, there's not really a definitive topping pattern over here, but if you saw some frothiness in this large shakedown, you know, maybe you would get out, and then you would avoid all this pain and loss and uncertainty, and then my buddy Lucid Dreaming would actually be dreaming. Oh, me say go. Oh, me say go. I actually sold all my me say go just towards the beginning of my live stream, actually. I'm anticipating a market sell-off. I don't want to anticipate. I always screw up when I anticipate, but it looks like a lot of things are selling off here, and I didn't want to let this profit go. So I sold my Omise Go, and I will load the cart back up when I feel like it's safe to do so. As it sits now, I have to redo my charts because I tried to do something interesting and order it by change percentage, and I screwed up the order. So let's go to CoinMarketCap, because I try to sort things by market cap, because that kind of, at least for me, I want to see what the top coins are doing. I don't want to get lost in in the chatter. I don't want to get lost in all the bullshit. Dash. Nem. Nem is a big coin for a coin that doesn't do anything. Come on. IOTA and Paragon. Who's paying for that one? So I'm looking at CoinMarketCap right now. You guys can't see it, but on my screen here, CoinMarketCap, they've got an IOTA and Paragon partnership here. I'm not quite sure who's paying for this. That's interesting. They would spend some ICO money on some advertisements. Looking into any ICOs. You know what? I want to know when they start trading actively. I don't participate in the ICO itself. I think it's a risk. So, yeah, what you want to do is you really, unless you have a lot of money and you really believe in it or something, I don't know. You know, you can. A lot of these ICOs kind of fail on the ICO day. They go lower. They have tons of volume. Unless you're getting an actual good deal, which I don't think you are in any ICO, it's not worth it, and I think you should just wait until it's actually being traded on the open market. So here you want to see a good reason why you don't buy. Now this is an IPO, not an ICO, but here's a good reason why you shouldn't buy an IPO. Snapchat. You guys remember when Snapchat IPO'd? Yeah, how's it looking now? You know? So it doesn't happen all the time, but even Facebook did that. Facebook even did the same thing. Oh, damn. I haven't been following this. This is a good place to get into Snapchat. What would be a good 18? I guess I could try to take it up to 30. Monetha. I've heard about that. I haven't even seen the chart. Monetha. And I don't even have it on my thing. 5.5 per Bitcoin. I didn't even trade at that poker. Did I miss something? Did it trade at that? That must have been a, yeah, it could be 4.5. Either way, it's pretty good depending on where you bought it at. Let's go up here. I'll have to redo my charts another time. I'm going to get going in a little bit here, guys, in a little bit. Just getting tired. Market's not really tanking. I'll take that back. Market's tanking a little bit here. Yeah, so let's get going. Going to the downside. Come on. What do you guys think? Are we going to get down to my 190 target overnight here? What do you think? During the live stream? We're going to get a push down in the next 15 minutes. Bitcoin down 5. Ethereum down about the same. Litecoin down 6, breaking down further. Omisego, what are you doing here, buddy? You're not... Man, this is a really good coin. Freaking love Omisego. It's such a nice coin. Hey, Ian, doing a measured move, buddy. Let's see what we got. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check out a measured move. What are you measuring from, I guess is my point. So let's see if we're going to measure to this low. Then we have a breakdown here to about 53. I mean, I don't think you can take this. This is going to make it cut in half. I mean, again, unless you take it from here, in which case you're getting down to 45. Is that what you're looking at? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Matjaz. I'll just call you Justin. I don't want to mispronounce your name. So yeah, I guess you could see this. This could be a measured move down here. Okay, you are taking that one. Yeah, I don't think that's. I hope that's not in the cards. That would really break. That would break a lot of patterns. That would take a lot of time to wear off. I don't really see it as a valid measured move in my opinion, in my eyes. I'll tell you why here. Because if we zoom in, you know, the market's actually measured. They kind of did something like this. You know, I would probably consider this isn't going to work out well. So there's your measured move. Didn't work out. Went to about 55-60% of it. Came back. I guess maybe I just don't like to be that pessimistic. Lomo coin? I've never heard of that one. So to be honest with you, I don't have much of an opinion at the moment. I'll look at it in a second. Yeah, I think 55 would be a little more of a reliable target. This is a very definitive sell-off and a very definitive consolidation. Then you may get another definitive sell-off. I'd probably do something like that. On Litecoin, there's not a head and shoulders here. No, you want to look at I'll show you head and shoulders. I already have it drawn. So with the head and shoulders, you have a prior uptrend. You have a left high, which is, you know, gets eclipsed by the head, and then gets retested and fails miserably. That's pretty much, this is a head and shoulders. So there's a few things with the head and shoulders. Obviously, there's the shoulders here, there's the head here, and you have this neckline which gets drawn between the two lows, between the head and the two shoulders, right here and right here. And then you take your measured move from the high here to here, and then you extrapolate it down. Yeah, Justin, that's what I was thinking. You know, China tends to wake up midnight, Arizona time, at least 45 minutes from now. It's really funny. It likes to wake up when I wake up. So what about anywhere between 5 to 7 a.m. I've noticed this thing tends to bottom. At least when I wake up, it seems to. So maybe I'll go to bed and I'll wake up and I'll buy some. Maybe trade it for a bounce. You know, I'm anticipating this type of a move initially, and then hopefully I'll do some bottom buying here. That would be really nice if I can do some bottom buying, and then I can trade it for, like, what would be a good bounce here? Like maybe it gets back up here to maybe 5 or 6 or 8%, maybe 10%. That'd be kind of nice. That's nice for a little bounce. All right, anything green? A few things down here. Stratus is down a little bit. Looks like Verge is down a little bit. Still holding up really high though. Stratus, we talked about that. And they broke down a little bit. Came up and touched this moving average here. Looks like it's the 70-day moving average. So, yep, there you go. All right, what do we have going on here? Still relatively benign. So we have an hour and 42 minutes left in my 4-hour chart here. volume on this particular bar is average, kind of with the previous couple of bars. Looks like we're going to get a nice volume pop out of this one. One way or another. I mean, it could just raise up or not. Good entry point on Omisego. Thinking of waiting out a bit more. We'll keep an eye on that one. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna wait for the sell-off to happen and see where Omisego ends up. I mean, it's not really selling off. It's not doing a whole lot. Volume is very small. Well, I guess comparatively, we still have 2 hours to go in a 4 hour. So, you know, we can get a nice sell-off up here. So I think I just took, is this my measured move here? Yeah, here's my measured move in Omisego right here. There's my measured move down to 864. We'll see if that actually happens or not, but and the thing about, you know, I'm drawing a lot of these measured moves. I'm not a big target guy. I don't like to give targets. It's easy to give targets to the downside, though, because you can see support and resistance levels. A little hard on the upside, though, to kind of give targets. You can try to draw some Fibonacci's, but come on, man. I mean, let's go back and look at Ethereum. Let's go back and look at Ethereum. What fib tells you that you're going to start this run? I mean, seriously. Seriously. You can't do that. You can't target out some of these things. You just kind of have to watch price and volume. Get shaken out a few times, like over here. Obviously, this was a disaster. And this thing shot right back, man. This never happens in the stock market. Everyone and their mother is buying this stuff. I heard a stat that Bitfinex was signing up 100,000 new people a week. A week, 100,000 new people. Yeah, so with that kind of interest in these markets, it's really going to get interesting. A lot of new market participants, a lot of fresh money to lose. Yeah. There's a chart I saw out that they were basically looking at the Google Analytics on the search for Bitcoin, and it's sitting at all-time highs right now, which is why people are pouring into the space, which makes sense with what's happening, seeing as how they're all going to get their asses handed to them when this thing tanks. So yeah, it's not looking very strong. I mean, I'm not a pessimist, I'm an optimist, and I'm very optimistic about what this chart says. What do you consider a safe amount for day trading? I don't know. If you've got $1 million, maybe $100,000, maybe all million of it. If you've got $1,000, you know, I don't think day trading or swing trading. I don't think there's a profitable or unprofitable size that matters. It really just depends how good you are. If you're new to the space, then I would say trade with 10% of your account. I say trade with 10% of your account, learn some lessons, and learn them cheaply, you know? You don't want to go to college and spend $400 on new books. You go to the bookstore and try to spend $50 on used books. So why would you go ahead and, you know, trade with a full account if you're unsure what you're doing yet? So I would trade with a small position especially if you're learning shorting. Shorting is very difficult. Shorting can be pretty difficult. I mean, here it seems a little fundamental. It seems pretty simple, but at the same time, if you shorted it here, maybe you would have gotten shaken out here at a loss. There's a lot to you know, it's a bit of a different. It's not a different mindset. The market works differently when you're shorting. It just works differently. Bit about shorting and profiting on downtrends. Yeah, so Hold on, guys. It's nice, Cakeys. Sorry, guys. Fiance walked in with some, with a pretty nice save the date thing she was making. So, had to look at that for a minute. She did a good job. So, shorting and profiting on downtrends. So, me personally, I've kind of stepped aside during shorting and profiting on downtrends. I don't do a lot of it. I'm probably going to play with it in cryptos because the time frames are so short. It'll probably be easy to get in and get a quick 2, 3, 5%. But when you're shorting, first of all, you want to be very, very, very timely with your actions. Actually, if you were to short, I would have short up here. I would have shorted much higher than down here. You can short anywhere. I mean, you can short right here. You can short right here if you want to. You can short anywhere. But a good short is higher. You don't want to short when everyone thinks that the short is good. You want to short when everyone is wondering, could this go down? And some people specialize in that. That's their thing. That's their whole mindset. And I don't. My mindset is the big money is made on the long side. You can make money on the short side, but if you were long Ethereum at $6, you would have made between $6 to $400. I don't even know what percentage that is. But if you were to short Ethereum from $400, the most you could get is 100%. That's the most you could get. So there's really not a huge gain in shorting. There's really not a huge gain. Now, if you see if you want to focus on a specific signal or time frame or something like that, and you're actively trading long and short, then yeah, I think you can do pretty good. But if you're trying to swing trade long and short, it can get a little choppy, especially in cryptos. There's a lot of back and forth, like. So let's just look at this little area right here. You have a little break, it pops up here, it comes down, you see this big volume bar, maybe you short, then you get reversed on. I mean, it happens long and short, but shorting's a lot of work. I'll be honest with you. Shorting is quite a bit of work. Unless you're catching the move, like if we're sitting here and watching this, I mean, and it just literally starts to drop and you're quick on that trigger. Got to be fast. Got to be fast when you're shorting because the things turn around very, very quickly. Very quickly. And you don't want to be the guy shorting down here because it could reverse against you and you can get freaked out because, if you're only in it for one leg down and it reverses against you, you're going to panic. And that's a bad mindset to be in. A panicked person trading is a person that's going to lose money. So if you're going to short, you need to identify this pattern early and you need to short up here or on this breakdown. Or you could short up here. When it bounced, you could have shorted up here. You want to short on bounces. You don't want to short on sell-offs. That's just a little tidbit on shorting and downtrends. As far as profiting on downtrends, I was actually just watching another video about a gentleman that he actually likes to buy these bottoms and he just sells them on the run up, buys the bottom, sells it on the run up. And it's an interesting sequence. I don't disagree with it. I haven't, everyone's thought about doing that, but I don't know. It's interesting. I may give it a shot here or there. That's kind of why I drew this little line here. I'm like, okay, maybe it's worth it because usually in all these downtrends, you see these moves get faded. It drops a bunch. Then it pulls back up, then you can sell, then it drops a bunch again. Of course you're going to buy a bunch at 36, right? We're all going to buy a bunch at 36. And it pops back up, and then it rolls over again, and then it pops back up. But the thing is, like, if you buy here, I don't know if I could hold through this to get to where I could sell up here. I mean, every strategy is risky. Every strategy has its ups and its downs, which is why I really don't short, because I don't want to just kind of focus that. You've been considering doing what I've just talked about. So, you know, there's a million ways to trade these markets. They're all viable. You just have to find the rules that work for you. That's it. I mean, that's the thing. You can do that. Like, think about it right here, right? Say you missed this. Say you were asleep when this happened, and you, for some reason, you happen to be awake during this, runoff that happened at 4 in the morning, and this happens at midnight at bottoms. Say you buy this because the volume's really great. The bar closes right here. You could buy right here, and then end up with a pretty nice run up. But I would look for volume. I'd look for volume as a key to everything, and I would definitely look for volume before I would do some kind of bottom buying. XRP, yeah, XRP. Saw it earlier, wasn't too enthused about it. I'm not enthused about much right here. You're going to find that. You're going to find I'm not enthused about much at the moment. So I drew this earlier during the earlier live stream. And here, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of them. We're forming this flag, this bear flag pattern. And now we're breaking here to the downside. So what about XRP? You guys thinking of bottom fishing here? How do you look for the volume? So you want, first of all, let's talk about what volume is. Okay? Seems pretty self-explanatory, but you need to think about what it represents. You need to think about what it means in the context that you're looking at it in. So right here in Ripple, which is the reason why I don't like Ripple, the first thing I see, just looking at the chart, there's just a lot of big red down bars. The second thing, you look down at the volume. Do you see a bunch of green bars or a bunch of red bars? I would say towards the right side of the chart, many, many more red bars, high red bars than green bars. 14 cents again for XRP. Yeah, there you go, Ian. I mean, it's a possibility. I don't have a dog in the fight either way. But let's talk about this volume thing. How to look at volume. So this is how I look at volume. Number one, price pays. So you start out with looking at the price. But after a while, you can also look at the volume and try to ascertain what's happening. So right now I see waves of selling. Here's a selling wave. Here's a selling wave. Here's a selling wave. And on those selling waves, is volume increasing or is volume decreasing? Are we getting buying pops or are we getting selling pops? And like right here, this little 5-bar flat area here has really no volume to speak of, okay? That's an equilibrium between buyers and sellers. So when money comes back into a coin or a stock, you're looking for volume. And that is what tells you in what direction things are more than likely to go, all right? So here I see large volume. Now granted, this is a kind of a bit of a support bar. It closes in the top half of the range. But at the same time, the bars following it don't show any support. So even though someone picked up some Ripple right here, if we were to go down to the 15-minute, maybe it's not so obvious. And if you go down into the 15-minute, we see a large red bar, which is bought into a little bit, and we see a large green bar, which is pretty nice to the upside. So, and in the 15-minute, a couple of green pops in here, not too bad actually, looking pretty decent right here, but then the price fails us. So you're looking for the volume in conjunction with the price is what you're looking for. Volume in conjunction with the price. Volume alone doesn't tell the tale, price alone doesn't tell the tale. Everything tells the tale. Let's go look at Ethereum. All right. So we're looking at the volume on Ethereum here, and again, do we see a lot of, if you look at the left side of this top over here, notice we don't actually see any large green bars on the run up. Right? We really don't have any. We've got a few right here, but these are mostly pretty small. This is a pretty nice volume move right here. I'm not mad at 3, 4 big bars in a row, but we don't see the big pops really. We don't see the big pops. So on the first bar, this bar had, this is a pretty ominous bar right here. This is a pretty ominous bar right here. You probably could have called this definitely topping behavior. So this red bar is as big as any of these other bars in recent history, but it's with a little bit of a sell-off. It's not a lot of price movement. That is definitely indicative of selling, okay? Especially with higher volume. Actually, that's what makes the bar selling, is the fact that it's higher volume with no further price movement, okay? And then we have increasing volume on this sell-off, right? Increasing, 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 all right? And then we sell off again, volume increasing, okay? Now we see this is a very large volume bar, which has a kind of support bar here in a fashion, which precedes this upward movement. So after this upward movement is completed, we start to go downwards in lower volume. Lower volume's fine. I'm not mad at low volume, okay? Low volume's good. I was actually hoping this would break out to the upside, which is why I have this trend line drawn here, which I can remove now. So then this volume came in and just killed this whole pattern and pretty much brought everything else into play. And when you're looking at volume, you want to look for, is it increasing, is it decreasing, is it low volume, is it high volume, is it high volume in a non-moving bar on the upside or the downside. Both mean the same thing, just in opposite directions. You know, a high volume bar at the top with low price movement means selling, and a bar at the bottom with high volume and low price movement means buying, okay? So we just kind of have to keep that in mind. Does that help you at all with the volume? Did I get specific enough? Or was that just a lot of rambling? Okay, it wasn't my best explanation, I'll be honest with you, but I'm kind of tired. So I don't have good analogies flowing out of my head here. But you really just kind of want to see a pattern of buying and selling. You want to see, you know, where is the volume coming in? Is it coming into the downside? Is it coming into the upside? That's pretty much what you're looking at. And like there's some reversing patterns that volume can be helpful with. You know, like this is kind of a weak uptrend. Like I said, I'm not mad at these couple of bars up here, but this is kind of a weak run up, a weak uptrend. Not a lot of big volume pops. Would have liked to see a few more bars like this. You know, I would like to see this bar over here actually, somewhere over here. So this is a good bar. This is a nice volume bar. You notice this volume bar was pretty large comparative to history, and with nice price movement into the highs. So that's a good signal that there's some accumulation happening. It's another way to look at volume. You can look at it as distribution, as accumulation. So there's a lot happening. All right, guys, unless you guys have any specific questions, I'm going to call it a night. And actually, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm not going to stay up past midnight tonight. If this thing tanks after midnight, think of me. Because I was waiting for it, but I'm done waiting. I'm tired. So, like I said, you guys have any more questions, or you just kind of watching, trying to fill some time? But I'm going to head out. You're welcome, Ian. I'll see you next time, buddy. Thanks for watching again. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have a good night. Yeah, you're welcome, Airbag. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do so. I appreciate it. Pass the word around. We do try to give out some good information. Blah blah blah. All right. Good night, guys. Have a good one. Stay safe.